Let's begin by priming my face. I'm using Makeup Forever HD Primer. This will ensure your makeup goes on smoothly and lasts all day. Next, I'm mixing two foundations, Makeup Forever HD and MAC Face and Body. I have dry skin, so by adding MAC Face and Body, which is a very dewy foundation, it will add some moisture into my skin. I'm using this in a Real Techniques buffing brush and buffing it into the skin. I pat it first and then start to buff in circular motions. I find this brush leaves a beautiful finish to your foundation and no streaky lines. I avoid putting foundation under my eye as I'm going to be highlighting and concealing this area. If I put foundation under there, the concealer will move and it will crease and set into all my fine lines. Oops, sorry, bear with me. I was working with a tiny little compact mirror and the viewfinder. Sorry. Now on to highlighting and concealing. Using a synthetic concealer brush, I mix NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer with a tiny bit of Kryolan highlighter. I apply this in a triangle shape. I want the center of my face to appear brighter. I also place some of this down the center of my nose, chin and forehead. Oh gosh, excuse my dreadfully awful lips, winter is killing them. Now I'm going to buff this into the skin using my Real Techniques base colour brush. This is meant to be an eyeshadow brush, but I think it's perfect for getting into the tiny places in my face to buff in my highlighter. Now to set my concealer with a powder. I don't powder my entire face as I have really dry skin. I choose to precision powder. However, if you have oily skin, you may want to set the whole face with a powder. Next to contour, I'm taking two bronzers. I'm going to take this to the hollows of my cheek. The easiest way to find this is by making that ridiculous fishy face, and it creates a shadow as a guide for you. I blend this up to my temples. I really should have tied my hair up for this. Oops. Now I'm using a stippling brush. This applies the bronzer lightly compared to using a dense contour brush. Oh shit, sorry. Knock the tripod. Taking a matte brown shadow, matte brown bronzer, my bad. I'm going to contour my nose slightly, altering the shape. Going back over this with a bigger brush to ensure it is all blended in. The last thing you want is two harsh lines down your nose. Blush time! I slightly smile while doing my blush, applying it to the apples of my cheeks and sweeping away lightly to blend. Oh, excuse my odd face. I'm now going to highlight the highest points of my cheeks and down the center of my face. I'm doing this very lightly as I'm very pale and this shows up very strongly if I don't use a light hand. Yay, now onto my favourite step, brows. Using Makeup Forever HD, Makeup Forever Aqua Brow, sorry, on an angled brush, in very small strokes, lightly, I begin to fill in my brows. I follow the natural shape. Okay, I have a scar on this eyebrow and hair just won't grow there, so I have to fill in this one a lot more, creating a lower arch. It appears that I have a very high arch when in reality I don't. My hair just won't grow because of the scar. I'm really sorry about being out of focus. As I said, I was trying to work off this tiny little compact mirror and I just couldn't see properly. Using a concealer and a flat brush, I began to slowly carve out any messiness or faults in my brow, ensuring a clean line. I do this really lightly as I don't want them to appear too harsh or too strong. Now I take a spoolie, which is a clear mascara one, and just brush them through. This will pick up any loose product and reduce the harshness of them. Now for the eye, I'm priming my eye with MAC paint in Bare Canvas. This will ensure that your eyeshadow lasts all day and doesn't crease. It'll also pick up the colour a lot better. I'm blending this all the way up to my brow. Now taking a Real Techniques brush and a light brown eyeshadow, I'm going to begin filling in my crease. I'm doing this just above my natural crease line, using it really slow motions. I'm not going all the way down, I'm flicking this out at the end of my eye to create an elongated look for when I put on my winged liner. Now taking a crease brush, I begin very softly blending this out. Taking a dark brown and going back in with a smaller brush to add some more definition. The key to any eyeshadow look is blending. Every time I add more colour, I go back in and blend. Taking a matte nude colour, I'm placing this over the bottom of my lid. Now I'm taking a slightly lighter brown shade and I'm blending this through and over the top of the line I just drew in. This is a transition colour. Now adding some black along that line, along the crease to add some more definition. We will be blending this out, of course. Now going back in with that really small accent brush. You really, really want to define the crease. And blending again. Now I'm just going back in with the brown shade again. Just going over the top of the black to soften it slightly. Now I'm using a bigger fluffy brush and blending it. Now I'm going to add Ingot's pigment. I am putting this on with a wet flat brush. I sprayed it with Max Fix Plus. You can set it with any setting spray. I'm using a packing motion, which is where you pat the lid to ensure that all your shadow stays on there. Now I'm just going back with a blending brush to blend them together. Now taking a soft cream with a bit of shimmer through it, I am highlighting the brow bone. I'm doing this really lightly as I already have high arches and I don't want them to appear even higher, which is what a white shimmer will do. I'm also putting this in my tear duct area to brighten up the eye. Now I applied my gel liner. I'm super sorry, but I was out of the camera when doing this, so I have just skipped this step. And I also put false lashes on. I'm just taking a matte brown shadow, the same one we put through our crease, and I'm just defining the under eye area. Now adding some mascara to my bottom lashes. And that's it really. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Bye!